Good evening, mortal. I hope we are not disturbing your nightly rest. Please do not be frightened by our otherworldly appearance. Contrary to what you might believe, we have not come to instill fright within you. We are here to ask you a simple question. Would you consider yourself a good and neighborly citizen? Well, I shall take your bewildered look as an answer in the affirmative, since, of course, this is more of a rhetorical question. Naturally, most of the local residents would consider themselves to be a good and honest citizen of this beautiful town, but not all of them are willing to take action when it comes to preserving our values and the peace of this community. That is precisely why we are here today, mortal, for you see, unbeknownst to the majority of this town, there is a great injustice happening right in front of all of our eyes. Thank you kindly, but we do not wish to partake in the sweets you are offering. No, we certainly are not. Must I remind you that you don't even have a tongue? Besides, candies are bad for your teeth. My name is Clara, and this bony fellow to my left is called Fergus. As you may be able to tell, we no longer count ourselves among the living, as both of us met our separate ends in a most violent manner. Well, I am aware that due to the time and date that we chose to visit you, you might be of the impression that we are but regular mortals dressed up in a very convincing costume to elicit treats from unsuspecting citizens under threat of having a practical joke played on you, but rest assured we are most certainly dead. Undead, to be precise. Obviously, this must come as a shock to you, seeing as most folks these days do not believe in the existence of the supernatural, but as Fergus will attest, ghosts, skeletons, zombies, and the like are very much a reality. At least, he would attest to it if he still had, vocal cords. Oh, please, go ahead and tell him yourself then. Oh, right. You can't. You know very well that I can't hold the clipboard. How dare you bring that up? Do you even know what that's like? To never be able to touch anything ever again? Try as I might, I can't even scratch my own... I'm very sorry, mortal. Please accept my sincerest apologies, but this is certainly no laughing matter. And no, this is neither an elaborate joke nor a theatrical play, as you so put it. As a matter of fact, Fergus and myself have come before you this very day to ask for your support in a most serious matter. Are you aware that tonight, on All Hallows' Eve, the spirits and souls of those that passed away are able to walk the earth once more? Every year on the same day, we, and many, many others, receive a chance to be perceived by and interact with the living, almost as if we were still a part of the world. The many of us who are stuck on this side, so to speak, are also able to move more freely for most of the month of October. No, I must ask you to refrain from such questions, as I am not allowed to reveal any more details about the potential afterlife that might await you after your passing. Trust me, this is one of the most important passages in our union contract. Also, it is highly dependent on the way you may have lived your life, as well as the circumstances that led to your inevitable passing. All you need to know is that Fergus and I are here tonight because of these special circumstances, as I am usually confined to a certain graveyard. And, sorry, Fergus, I don't even know where you spend your days. Well, how very mature. I was afraid that you might not be willing to believe us right away, so I ask your permission for a little demonstration. Thank you, mortal. Please remain completely still. Oh my, such colorful language. Though I suspect that this is a more common way to express oneself these days. We certainly did not know any of those swears 300 years ago. As you so vividly described, I was able to reach my arm straight through you. I am told that this also creates a sensation of excessive coldness within mortals. Do not be frightened, though. This is only temporary. Mayhaps you have also noticed the fact that I am actually floating a bit off the ground, and that I am slightly transparent. Do we need to prove ourselves any further? We don't? Wonderful. That makes things much easier for all of us. See, Fergus, the nice mortal believes us. There is no need for further proof. Fine, I shall ask. Mortal, would you be interested in a demonstration from Fergus? I had a feeling you were. All right then, Fergus, you have your audience. Go ahead. Oh, I know how much you were waiting for a chance to show off your juggling skills. I just think it's a tad. Never mind. The stage is yours then. No, I can't hold the clipboard. How many times? Mortal, would you please hold the clipboard for him? Thank you. Fergus says thank you for the applause. And yes, I believe it is quite the show to see a skeleton juggle with its own bones. I just wish he wouldn't finish by adding his skull into the mix. It seems a bit morbid, to be perfectly honest. Well, I believe we should turn back to the matter at hand. You see, those of us who are stuck on this mortal plane, but are unable to interact with it, for the most part, enjoy the freedom that this month, and especially this day, provides for us. We are once again able to roam the town that we so love and cherish, as well as perceive the goings-on of its people. One particular fact about this day, however, threatens that little enjoyment of ours. And that is the way that Halloween, as it has come to be known, is being celebrated these days. For this reason, we have finally decided to take action. We have agreed almost unanimously to petition the mayor to implement a stricter regimen for what is to be allowed on this special day, as well as regulations for inclusivity. Yes, as I said, most of us were in agreement to come forward and reveal ourselves to this town, because we were so disturbed by the customs that have developed for this holiday. As you can see on the clipboard you are currently holding in your hands, we have 3 major issues to address. Firstly, a regulation on the overly excessive consumption of alcoholic beverages. As I'm sure you're aware, alcohol greatly inhibits your ability to make the correct decisions and may lead to inappropriate behavior, injury, and overly graphic displays of affection. Why, yes, it may be the case that the need to feel closer to your fellow mortals is inherent in most humans, but the way that this is embraced these days is just highly inappropriate in our eyes. Yes, Fergus, I know that you did not agree on this particular point, but you do agree that drinking too much is bad for you, don't you? You see, Fergus was a fisherman long ago. Long time ago. He actually died because he was drinking pretty much all the time, and on one particular night decided to go out to sea while drunk. He only returned 7 years later to his wife, whom he had promised he would always return to, come hell or high water. And return he did, the way he looks now. Can you imagine the look on his wife's face? Well, she was horrified that even like this, even after 7 years, he was still drunk. He made a right mess in her kitchen, and she eventually threw him out. Ever since, he's forced to roam. You know what? This is going nowhere. Let's get back on track. Our second demand is a ban on overly promiscuous costumes. Now, I am aware that this seems a bit draconic, but please give me a chance to explain. Such costumes are prone to further encourage inappropriate behavior, and many of us realize that times have changed, but there are those among us who are very much disturbed by the way that we are displayed by those who choose to wear such things. I mean, you must have noticed yourself that every other costume is just a sensualized version of an otherwise normal Halloween costume. And they're often so lazy as well. We used to enjoy seeing the different interpretations of what the living might think an actual ghost looked like, or a zombie, or even the Grim Reaper himself. Nowadays, it's just put on a bikini top, a mini skirt, and some cat ears and call it a day. Or perhaps, yeah, jelly smeared shorts and no shirt. That's definitely a zombie. Fergus, I swear to God, if you don't stop with the snarky remarks, I'm gonna... What? Oh, I mean, darn it. Yeah, you got me. I'm not an 18th century maid. I was murdered in my Halloween costume some 30 years ago. Happy? I know I am. I can finally stop it with the "oh heavens me" and the "wouldst thou mayhaps partake in me crumpets" kind of talk. Because it's embarrassing. I gotta wear this for the rest of my life. I mean, death, whatever. Listen, mortal, this petition is serious, all right? Costumes these days are lazy as hell. We want to see some real creativity if you're going to make fun of us at least. We really want to have some fun on Halloween too, you know? The others decided to send out a couple of us to get some signatures, and I guess they thought, hey, Clara's pretty well spoken, but she can't actually hold the damn clipboard. Let's put her together with this drunkard and they'll get some signatures for sure. Oh, you know I didn't mean it, Fergus. I'm just annoyed by all this. Going door to door wasn't exactly how I planned to spend eternity, you know? And no one so far has even been willing to listen to us. What? You actually want to hear our third demand? Well, I mean, if you want. The third one is actually the one that's most important to me personally, you know? We want a party too. But we want some inclusiveness for the mortally inconvenienced. And you know, it's going to take a lot of time and work to get people to get used to us, but we can't help but miss the days we were alive. So if the people of this town would be willing to give it a try, I think we could all enjoy each other's company. Thank you. It does sound nice, doesn't it? I might be too optimistic, but the one thing we have in abundance is time. Well, I know that the first 2 points on our list are likely not going to fit your values, but would you still consider signing our petition? Which of them are actually implemented is still the mayor's decision after all. I mean, if he doesn't kick the bucket as soon as a bunch of undead storm his office tomorrow. Okay, on what condition? You want us to stay for your Halloween party? Are you sure? Don't you think that's a bit fast? Your friends don't know about us yet, after all, and we still have to get as many signatures as we can. Do you really think that your friends would sign the petition as well? Oh, well, I guess we have to join you then, don't we? And look, I'm already wearing my costume. What do you think, Fergus? I can't believe you right now. You have such a dirty mind, you old drunk. Man, just be ready to juggle again. I know how much you enjoy an audience. Well then, I guess we're staying. You gonna invite us in, or what? Radical. Let's go.